Hey, what is up guys, it's Galaxytech Darklord here, coming to you guys today with a brand new deck profile on my channel. It's Red-Eyes. This is actually the second take of the build. I got to uploading this video and realised that I'd actually got 39 cards in this deck. I'd forgot to take one of the cards out of my Shadol deck to put in here. You may notice this has got some proxies in it because I just could not. I was too impatient to wait for the cards to arrive, which will be in a couple of days. So yeah, this is Red-Eyes deck. It's really fun. I love playing this deck. Don't think I've had that much fun playing a deck since Sylvan's last year. So yeah, I'll get straight into the deck profile, and yeah, I'll explain my card choices. So this build has been testing out well for me. I have looked at some other builds, but I have disagreed with quite a few choices and made kind of alterations based on what's in the meta and how speedy the meta is at the moment, and just based on what was clogging and what wasn't. So yeah. So I'm playing 3 copies of Blackstone of Legend because this is just the first turn monster. This is your ideal opening monster. Ideally you want this to go into, in your opening hand you want these 2 cards because you want to go into your Red-Eyes Black Flare Dragon, I guess, you want to go into Black Flare Dragon more than you want to go into Red-Eyes Black Dragon. And then equip it with this so that for the next turn, if it gets destroyed, you get a search, and if it's not destroyed, you have 3,000 attack point Black Flare Dragon. So yeah, and it can also be searched technically with Dragon Shrine by sending a Dragon type normal monster to the graveyard, and then returning the Red-Eyes monster that you send to get this back to your hand for the next turn. That is because it's the whole card is just once per turn. It's only used once per turn, this card. So yeah, and then 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. I think I've seen people running 2 copies of this, but I think this card is just too incredible to not play at 3 because it's a searcher, and you want 3 of the searcher. And its equip effect is really nice as well, which means that you don't have to just set it to get it into the graveyard for the search. You can just summon, as I said before, you can summon any Red-Eyes monster and equip it with this, so that if it gets destroyed, you get the search. And the search you mainly want to get is Red-Eyes Fusion. So then, moving on, we got 2 copies of Black Flare Dragon. I do like this card quite a lot. I mean, I don't like the Gemini aspect of it. I think Konami could have approached that better than just saying, oh, it's going to be a Gemini, because the Gemini makes it really slow. But I do like I do love its effect, though. When you can get its effect off, it's brilliant. So then, for the one-ofs, 1 copy of Darkness Metal Dragon. Of course, it's Red-Eyes. Gets plays going. 1 copy of Red-Eyes Wyvern. I'm running this over King Caballo because we don't... Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon has not actually been released, and when Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon is released, it will not have been released here in Europe, because it's a Shonen Jump promo, which means that it won't be tournament legal in Europe, only in America. So there is absolutely no point running King Caballo until we get it. So yeah, and then lastly for the effect monsters, 1 copy of Keeper of the Shrine, because this is your Infernity Avenger technically. It just stalls when your dragons are destroyed by battle or card effect. Well, sent to the graveyard by battle or card effect, as it states. And then if the monster sent was a normal monster, you can add 1 normal monster from your deck from your graveyard to your hand. So yeah. Getting on to the vanillas, we have 2 copies of Red-Eyes Black Dragon, the signature card of the deck, but not the main focus really. It's kind of more, it's a stepping stone to get your Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Summoned Skull, because, you know, it's these don't say it, but further down, after its reprint in Legendary Collection Joey's World, I think it says at the bottom, this card is always treated as an Archfiend monster, as it also says on the reprint of Black Skull Dragon, the original that is. So yeah. Now, talking about this card, also, I was thinking maybe I would run Red-Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, but there's absolutely no point, because Red-Eyes Fusion is, you can send from your deck, and if you can send from your deck, why wouldn't you? If it's in exchange for your normal and special summon, then, for that turn, then why would you not just play the monster that is a normal monster in your deck, so that you can send it to the graveyard, because you cannot send this from your deck to the graveyard with Red-Eyes Fusion, because it is a Gemini, and it is not a normal monster when it is in your deck. So yeah, that is the explanation. Its effect, Archfiend of Lightning's effect is decent, but it's just not worth getting using it to try and get that effect off. There are just too many cards that benefit from card destruction, I guess. And then for the spells, 3 copies of Red-Eyes Fusion. This is the only proxy that did not come in colour because I ran out of ink. So Red-Eyes Fusion, absolutely incredible card in my opinion. Really useful for getting into your Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. You want to do this as quickly as possible because the card is just so amazing. So yeah. Then playing 2 copies of Cards of the Red Stone. It's not good at 3. It's like trade-in. It is trade-in for Red-Eyes essentially, and I just don't like it at 3 because I don't actually play that many level 7s in this list. I only play 4 level 7s in total, which just is not enough for this card to be good at 3. So playing it at 2 is fine. It doesn't clog at 2. So yeah, and then 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, because I want to the idea of the deck of this deck list is to power through your cards to get to the fusion as fast as possible. You just want to get to your key pieces as fast as possible. So playing Upstart is key for this. And I found that playing Upstarts is really helpful. Then 3 copies of MST because, back row. Things like Bottomless really can hurt the deck if you use Red-Eyes Fusion into Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, so you want to get that out of the way before you do so. And then for the 1/2s, I'm playing 1/1 for 1. God, I'm trying to say that really fast. To get to your... You've got 6 level 1s in this deck, which are key pieces. Mainly your Blackstone of Legend, but you've also got your Black Metal Dragon, just in case you have Red-Eyes already that you want to equip it to, so that you can get Search later on, and extra boost for that turn. And then playing 1 Dragon Shrine, your long-winded search for your Blackstone of Legend, or just to put Keeper of the Shrine in your graveyard, just in case you think your monsters are going to get destroyed. And then playing 1 Allure of Darkness, which is questionable at this point, but as I said, I want to get through my cards as quick as possible to get to the key pieces as fast as possible. And since we're running all Dark attribute in this deck, why not? I mean, if you have one of these in your hand and you really don't want it in your hand, that's fine. Hell, even if you've got 2 of these in your hand, that 1 is all you need. You just need 3 for the to get to it quicker. So yeah, 1 Silver's Cry because normal monsters. You've got a few of those. 1 Raigeki and 1 Book of Moon just for generic field clearance. And Book of Moon, I was actually playing Dragon's Mirror over Book of Moon originally because I wanted to utilise the cards in my graveyard, because there's no way of returning there's no solid way of returning Summon Skull specifically to your deck again to use for Red-Eyes Fusion. So if you've used all your Black Skull Dragons and you've got Red-Eyes in the graveyard, this Dragon's Mirror would have been a good thing, but I just didn't like using it, because then I wouldn't have a Red-Eyes in the graveyard for the Red-Eyes for the Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. So Book of Moon is good because it's just more versatile. There's just so many things you can do with it to evade so many different card effects. Even Shaddoll Fusion, you can use that to evade Shaddoll Fusion's send from the deck effect. So yeah. So that rounds off the spells. For the traps, I'm not playing that many, and I'm going to open up the traps with the Triple Reckless Greed that I'm playing. Same theory as Upstart Goblin and Allure of Darkness. I want to get through my cards as quick as possible. The effect of using multiples, it does not stack. So if you use one say in your turn during your draw phase, like during your standby phase, I mean, main phase 1, whatever, your main phase 1, then you get the 2 cards, you skip your next draw, but then if you get another Reckless Greed with the first, you can set it and activate it in your opponent's turn, and it won't affect the amount of draw phases you skip. It'll still be your next 2 draw phases. So the effects do not stack. And just drawing 3 of these is really nice as well. 6 cards for 2 draw phases. So then, playing 1 copy of Return of the Red-Eyes. I was playing 2, but it was really quite cloggy, and I didn't like that at all. Playing 1 Return of the Red-Eyes Spirit, because this card is slightly better than this, I think. This is continuous, but this can target any Red-Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red-Eyes Black Chick, because Konami just don't seem to like Red-Eyes Black Chick at all. So that includes your Red-Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It includes Flare Metal Dragon as well, if you have one in your graveyard. And then playing 1 copy of Jar of Avarice. This was the card that I forgot in the previous take of this video. It was in my Shadol deck, of course. So if you run out of if you're out of cards and you really desperately need them back in your deck, then you can just use this and recycle them, and it's really nice. Then 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness to jam up your opponent's plays. Like, sitting on top of an Archfiend Black Skull Dragon and a Vanity's Emptiness is pretty good. And then lastly, 1 Solemn Warning to stop your opponent's plays going off. So yeah, that is the main deck. I think this time there is actually 40 cards. There are actually 40 cards in here instead of 39. So yeah. Then for Xyz monsters, extra deck stuff. As you saw, I have a very nice proxy of Red-Eyes Flare Metal Dragon that I made myself. So without any further ado, I am playing 3 copies of Red-Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. I did get a Ghost at the sneak peek, but I hate Ghost because you can't see the actual picture. So proxying these for the time being. I really do like this card. It's like your rank 7 Gagaga Cowboy. It's generic while it's got Xyz material. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, and the Gagaga Cowboy part being that it inflicts 500 burn, it burns your opponent, but it's better than Cowboy in a way because it's burn control, sort of. It limits your opponent's options to what they play before they run out of life points. So if they try and overextend, they will lose a lot of life points. I mean, 500 isn't much, but when you try and play a lot of cards in one turn, it really does stack up, and it really is crippling. So if you leave your opponent at something like 200 life points, and then during your because you can't quite go for game, you can try making this main phase 2, and then any card or effect your opponent activates next turn, they will just lose immediately, unless it's unless it's Compulse, which it won't be on the field to resolve. So yeah, and then the next cards we play are 3 copies of Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. I don't actually have my 3rd at the moment, so I'm just proxying in an original Black Skull Dragon. I absolutely love this card so much. It's just so great. It can't, your opponent, not even Construct, can get over this card, because no cards or effects can activate during the damage step, so no, it's like an Armades. And then afterwards it can shuffle, if it's fusion summoned, you can shuffle a Red-Eyes normal monster back into your deck, I do believe it was, and then inflict 20 damage to your opponent equal to the original attack, so that's 2400 basically. So it's really, really nice. It just inflicts massive damage, and it's just such a great power card. Although I do wish they'd just left it as Black Dragon Archfiend, but I guess they wanted to go with originality, same stats as the original Black Skull Dragon. So yeah. And then for the generic stuff, I'm just playing 1 copy of Big Eye, 1 copy of Dracosac, 1 Master of Blades, and 1 Gaia Dragon the Thundercharger to finish off the rank 7s. Then I'm playing 1 rank 6 because it is actually possible to make rank 6s in this deck. So 1 M7, And then I'm just playing some level 4s, some rank 4s, I mean, because it is possible as well with the Red-Eyes Wyvern and the Protector of the Sanctuary, Keeper of the Shrine. So that's 1 Castell, because I finally got one. Then 1 Arc and 1 Exciton Knight to round off the extra deck. I do believe that's actually 14 cards in this extra deck. I just could not find a single card to single 15th card at all. Possibly it would be another Big Eye or another Dracosack, I think, because it's just great. Dracosack in this deck is nice. Yeah. So yeah, that is the end of the deck profile, guys. I hope you like it. Feel free to hit that like button, comment and subscribe to see more and to suggest improvements to the deck. I'm also planning to do a hieratic Red-Eyes deck. I just need to, well, I will wait on that one. I will wait until I have all the cards properly. So, yeah, I'll test that out to make sure I have a very nicely rounded build. Until then, peace out.